8 tables NL50 up and running. Just started the session. 100 hands or half 80 or 100 hands or so ago. Instantly went down 2 buy-ins, or $80, almost 2 buy-ins. Pretty much every 3-bet we made got 4-bet. Every 4-bet we made got called and then flop shoved on. So it wasn't a super great start to the session. But we did think a spade here against the governor for 70 big, so we got some of that back. And then we got queens versus ace jack, I think it was, all in. We chopped it up for that one, so even out the run good. But yeah, I think we just have to jam here on 10-3 deuce. Okay, fold the jack deuce off. Okay. 3-bet the ace king off. Okay, you're gonna fold the 9-3 off, defend the queen 5 suited. Okay, anybody up and running? Not really. Jump to our channel, defend the queen 5 suited, could raise, can call. All of which are fine. Against Ruby Jones, we don't feel great about it, but money has to go in even against him, button versus big blind. Even though he's just super knitted all. And we'll defend the 9-8 suited in the big blind. He does end up folding. Fold jack 3. And we do make the flush on the river here, and we're just going to keep betting for value. Same with the aces in the top right. You cannot see the hand. He folded anyways, so we're not going to bother bringing it in. No action on either table. Here, table 6. Villain opens, checks back ace 7 king, calls the overbet. We're just going to give up here. I'm not going to continue blasting on that. And we'll go half pot here on 9 king jack. Lots of 2-pair in his range. And if not 2-pair, lots of 9-10, queen, king, king at 10, jack, queen, jack 10, all these types of hands that are basically drawing to what we already have. Quantum flush does not 3-bet us pre. We're going to be check calling the queen jack. And we're going to overbet here with the queen 10 again. And I'm just going to 3-bet the jack, small blind versus under the gun. And we'll go 10% bottom left, sort of as a block bet. We can definitely get called back worse. I think we have to defend against the 4-bet. Probably best to just like shove here, I would imagine, most times. But against under the gun, doesn't feel super great. And we're going to lead 10%. Snap raises. I don't really believe him here, to be honest. Pretty much just going to call off unless there's an ace or a king on the board, I think. Only because of that, like, snap raise when I donk let out. To me, I could be obviously wrong, but to me, like, would he ever, like, really just, like, snap that with, like, queens plus? Doesn't really feel that way because he wants the action. If anything, he would likely just call there with queens plus. Pocket fours, pocket sevens, you know what I mean? Like, his most likely hand is ace king. I think given just how he's played and now that he's checked back. I mean, he could be leveling me here, doing it with like pocket queens and then checking back so that we uh, bluff into him. But what we're going to do is make a very small 10% pot bet here. The point is to look like we're just like, oh my God, I don't want you to shove. Please don't shove. With a hand like tens or jacks, and then we're going to snap him off. But he does snap fold, so pretty well. We were definitely right there. completely lost track of the pocket jacks here, so we're gonna let that hand go, and we'll just defend the king five suited in the top left to the flush draw. Pretty sure we missed a c bet there, talking about this hand, which you guys saw none of. So here's the hand I was just talking about, pretending like you could see it. I always forget my camera blocks over here. So basically, A Walt's opened under the gun. Did I just call that? I hope not. Oh my God. Misclick. Oh, that was so bad. Oh, that was so bad. I hope it was orange mist anyways, who had no chips left, right? Yeah, okay. Whatever. Not the end of the world. You're gonna misclick. Second nuts. That's a good spot to do it. But anyways, the hand we were talking about with jacks against A Waltz in the top right. He raised under the gun. We three bet. He four bet. We called. We let out 10% on 4-7 queen off, and he like snap raised us to basically 21 big blinds essentially. Defend the queen. Flop trips. We're gonna check here. And we just call down with the queen. I don't think there's any value really in raising. So anywho, he snap raised us, almost folded, but made no sense for him to do that with anything that's value on a board like this. So we call. He checks back turn pretty quickly, and then we lead out really small on the river, trying to induce him to shove with ace king. Because once he checks back turn, he always has ace king. Unfortunately, he just snap folds after that. Okay, we're gonna bump the ace nine suited, fold the queen eight suited, bump the ace 10 off. And I think once he goes pot on the river, we can. Oh, yeah, set of threes. Okay. Crazy that he goes that. Just goes check, check, check with such a nutted hand there, but that's fine. Let me just pull all the streams up here. You have to bear with me for a minute. And we're gonna raise the ace jack suited, fold the 8-6, fold 5-3, call here, fold, raise. Man, sucks that I don't have that hand for the stream. So we three bet, he calls. Flop comes 8-10-4. I am gonna c bet it. Ruby just plays too straightforward that he's just gonna actually fold here a bunch. So exactly, we just have to do it. Such a good board for his range. It's crazy for him to fold anything there almost. Okay, now we just gotta get Twitch up and running. I will defend the ace 10 this time, mix in a little bit of a call. Okay, we'll check here, I guess. I really don't like my call out of the small blind. I was just kind of mixing it up a bit. Kind of pointless though, realistically. Okay, defend the ace 10 off, raise the ace queen, fold the 7 deuce, check the fours, and we're gonna check to P2678-3022. He checks back. Once he checks back, he doesn't have like jacks plus. So we are going to bet relatively large and just essentially targeting their 10x hands, jack 10, queen 10, 9 10, uh, stuff like that. Pocket nines. Makes sense that he's not going to put me on many 10s because I'm just like three betting those 10s almost always. Like 10x is like jack 10, queen 10, king 10, ace 10. Pretty much always a three bet. Um, but it's always good to kind of mix things up a little bit. Throw some hands in there, just like calling with like ace king off and big blind. We throw it in there every once in a while as well. Chat doesn't work on Twitch for some reason. Yeah, I don't get that. Yeah, it's like I don't understand that. Fold here. What happened here? We three bet, he calls. We're just gonna go half pot on this board. Nightlight says chat does not work on Twitch. Hmm. I'm gonna have to look into that. I'm not sure why this chat wouldn't be working on Twitch right now. I know Quantum can't chat on YouTube or Twitch sometimes, it seems like. I'll have to look into that. I must have a setting. There must be some sort of setting I got on that doesn't allow chats. I can chat. Say Queen 5 off, we're gonna fold. Um, so I do have a Discord that I have started now. I haven't actually added anybody into it yet, or I've added a couple people into it. So I will get that up and running for the stream. They usually help build the community a little bit, which helps bump the stream. Obviously, the big goal with streaming here right now for GG is to try to get that um, streamer's icon, which gives you 100% rake back, which is absolutely insane, massively profitable. Okay, fold the 10 deuce suited, fold the queen 8, fold the ace deuce. He checks to me. We're gonna throw out an overbet this time. It's nice when like you have like a 20 big stack here to overbet on some of these boards because when they have like 6, 7, 7, 8, Jack Queen, 10x, 9x, oh counterfeit, gross. They end up just like jamming on you a lot, which ends up being like super profitable, obviously. Okay, once he checks back, I think we just check call now. I think when he checks back turn, he just has so many draws. We just have to give him a chance to bluff them. Okay, fold the 9-7. Appreciate everybody checking out the stream. Feel free to check out Twitch as well. Even though it says for whatever reason chat is not working on Twitch, we'll have to look into that, figure that one out. Fold the 9 deuce, fold jack 6. Raise queen 10 off. Um, I guess we'll just fold jack 9 and regret it in about 30 seconds. And ice win queen king suited. And value betting the queen 10. I always forget you can't see the top right. Queen 10 up here in the top right. You can see the queen 10, you just can't see the cards. But anybody has any suggestions for the stream, feel free to let me know. I feel like this is a pretty good setup. Tables are pretty clean. You can see all the action, -1 table. Kind of gets everything up and in there. This 3-bet's actually pretty large given my open sizing, so I'm just going to get it out of the way. Okay, and we'll let the 10-6 suited go. Fold the 10-8. Fold the 9-6. And raise ace king suited, raise jack 7 suited. Um, I mean, the biggest reason kind of to check is to protect our range and let them kind of. That is a phenomenal turn card bet for us. Um, now we need to decide. I think we need to check here. So we're just going to value bet. If anybody has a 6, the money goes in. That turn or the river improves all the 6s to boats, which are going to stack off here, I would think. Unfortunately, it kills all the action with for the flush draws or for the flushes. It could be out there. Seed. Oh, that's a beautiful thing. Unless he has quads, which would be crazy. Uh, Big pot brewing here though. But yeah, so we essentially lose to pocket fours and pocket sixes, and that is it. Super unlikely he would ever check sixes or fours, obviously. Not that we're worried about it. We're just hang shoving here. Nice. Wow. It's terrible. It's not terrible, I guess. You got the flush, whatever. But double paired forward versus check shove river. Super underbluffed line. Okay, raise the queen jack off. Okay, checks back. We're just gonna overbet here. Rate produces. Misclick the king six off. Complete on timeout anywhere. Okay, fold, raise, fold, fold, fold. Yeah, I don't get why the Twitch chat wouldn't be working. Yeah, Schrodinger there. He plays like I don't know 1K, I think, is his average check. So against a 4x open 3-bet, 4-bet from MacGyver, I'm just done with the hand. Okay, raise the king queen off, fold the seven deuce off, we'll bump the ace six. Yeah, kings all day long. That's just clear cut. Oh no, don't do it. The ace for the triple up. Actually, it wouldn't have happened if I shoved. A waltz would fold queens probably. Okay. We do mix in three betting the 10-7 suited just for fun. Under gun open, we'll just let the king jack go. Yeah, that's wild. Yeah, he literally logged in 4K, binked the bad beat jackpot and dipped up to NL 200, which is hilarious. I actually feel like it might have hurt like sort of the point of the challenge a little bit because he's just like instantly, up to like 15K, which is back to his regular stakes. Um, but yeah, I saw him. He like added like the memberships to his VODs or whatever. I think he thinks he's getting stream sniped a lot. People are studying on him or something. Looks like he's been up and down a ton, which I get um, lately. But he was up at like 20K, back to like 14K, back to 18, back to 13. So the typical, I guess, up and down. But I did actually have a plan. Next time he's streaming, if I'm streaming too and it's up and running, I was going to um, ace eight, open the ace eight, um, challenge him to like a heads up battle just for the stream, especially now that like WPT Gold is available, where I think they actually have heads up strictly tables for Canada, and just do something fun, like no delay, cover our cards, both stream at the same time, and do he obviously has a bigger bankroll than I do, but just for fun, like do I don't know, like a six buy-in, um, in London, like a six buy-in, like stop loss for NL 200 or something like that, and just like winner takes all for it to lose six buy-ins or whoever's winning after 10K hands or something like that. Okay, we're value betting the tens here. I don't really think there's a world where he checks back queens, kings, aces, jacks here on 8-9 deuce. Lots of ace king, even like a jack 10, a jack queen type hand. If you four bet those three, is going to do a lot of barreling here. So essentially targeting ace king here for value. Maybe go a little bit smaller. Uh, got a little, yeah, I don't know. It's tough to say. Man, you guys can't see the top right table. I forget that every time. Pull the 10-9 off. So I'll have to look into this chat on Twitch. I wonder if that's why people come and dip so quickly on it sometimes. Pull the jack 9 off. Pull the ace 6. We are going to defend the ace 8 here. We'll be folding to that. Okay. Fold the queen 7. We'll let this one go. Um, yeah, he could definitely update his like stream too. Like he's got a pretty decent follower. He needs to, in my like, he should like his overlay or whatever, right? He needs to get a decent one. Okay, three betting the king three suited. This hand, this board, we'll just bet. Do a lot of checking here and check raising and stuff, but ace king seven, pretty much not much. Not a whole lot we can do other than just bet here. And on this board, we're gonna go half pot shove. It's not really anything that's gonna change that except for a seven. Queen's not super lovable, but we're gonna continue blasting here. We do lose to king queen now, pocket queens. Okay, and we check call the ace five suited. Did we not three bet that free? Oh, should be three betting the ace five suited pre here. Okay. This board's kind of gotten worse and worse and worse. We do beat Queen Jack. We beat King 10. We beat Ace King. We beat all of those hands. Yeah, I think with two pair we just shove here. But yeah, King Queen, King Jack, we lose to all those now, which sucks. But without the snap, we should be good. Hmm. Villain's mass under blast and under barrel. So we do let go a lot of these marginal spots. They're just not worth calling or playing. And we'll be double barreling here. Oh, man, it's hard to see. Got stuff in my eye yesterday at work. It's almost impossible to like my left eye is so blurred right now. It's crazy. Okay, we're gonna overbet here. Definitely call again here. Interesting. So we raise and then he just goes. How did this hand play out? We raise, we check floppy bets, check and bet, check and bet. Don't think he's got a three bet like he's plus here. Probably chopping. Sixes can make sense. Okay, so we bet flop, he calls. We overbet turn, he calls. Diamond's brick. I think we just let it go. Makes sense. And we're just gonna have to excuse me, represent the king here. Wants check two. And we'll bet the ace jack. Okay, fold the nine deuce off. Yeah, you need 3 months with, I think it's 40 plus. I applied just for fun to see. And you basically need, yeah, you need 30, an average viewership of 40 people um, for a 3 month period streaming poker, something like that. Yeah, I've always been back and forth on how much of a disadvantage it is streaming or not streaming. I think probably doesn't matter as much as you think, maybe at NL 200 and stuff. But when you're playing against the same 4 or 5 regs, I think everybody knows each other pretty well, anyways. So like, I don't really think it's gonna. I don't think it's gonna affect it that much, just because it's not like a global pool where you're playing with so many other people, right? Like you're just like, yeah, they can watch your stream, but like realistically, when you're playing hundreds of thousands of hands with like the same regs all the time, I think you're just gonna all know each other so well um, that it might not even matter. Uh, then at the lower stakes, definitely doesn't matter because most of the regs um, are not going to do anything. Did I lose that hand? Oh, yeah, the set of sevens. How'd you tank call set of sevens there? Well, that's annoying, but nice hand. I didn't even realize that happened. As soon as he started tanking. And we call the aces, of course. Aces versus ace king, run it one time, going for the suck out. Pretty clean start, just no face card, and we're good. Okay. Oh, never mind. Uh-oh. We banged it off too early. It's never a good sign. Nice. Uh, um, yeah, the WPT gold is definitely pretty soft. I just applied to get my own promo code actually, so I can start sharing that. That's what I've heard is that it's really soft. The software is not the best, but it's like super, super soft. Though GG's pretty soft too. Um, that's for sure. Okay, definitely be value betting a check to us here. And we're just gonna go big for value here. It's a pretty dry board, but villain will call a lot of his pocket pairs and stuff. And we lose to the 9x. That's fine. Okay, we bump the jacks, fold the queen nine, fold the 9-7 off. Oh yeah, I don't think he's been streaming for 3 months yet. James asked what time the happy hour is. Now that the clocks have gone back, happy hour is 1 to 3 now. Fold the 9-6 off, fold the queen three off. I do appreciate all you guys who are checking out the stream. Make sure if you're not following on Twitch, you go over and click that button. Whether you watch on YouTube or Twitch, definitely helps promote both of the channels. Okay, so the session, we'll just pull it over for fun. Everybody likes to see it on the stream. Session started off brutal. We started within the first 100 hands. We were down 2 buy-ins. We are now up 2 buy-ins. So pretty good recovery, even after that big drop off there from the last hand with two pair versus the set. It is a tough shove spot though. Like on the river, I think we're just committed to shoving, but I'm just going to overbet here and try to get him to fold something. Okay. Okay, we 3-bet here against Kevin Sheedon. Four aces and just set off through it. Tank called five. Yeah, what's with this tank calls? I don't get this guy. He always tank calling like nutted hand. He just likes the slow roll, I guess. Yeah, no problem. All right, we're gonna value bet here on the ace. Just like queen X's, worse ace X's. Okay. And we're gonna blast here with ace 10 off. Misclick the ace deuce, meant to three bet bigger. And we're gonna ISO the ace jack. Multi-way, there's not really a lot for us to be able to double barrel with other than nothing. Okay, raise the queen four suited. Hold the ace deuce. Definitely bump the ace six from the button. It would be cool to get the streamer tag for sure. Especially in Ontario, like, they don't really have a lot of anything pushing poker in Ontario. They have some in Canada with like Martin and stuff, but I mean, okay, what is going on here? All right, we're gonna defend here. We've just been getting terrible flop. Guys been four betting every time we three bet here, so take a bit of a stand with a good solid hand to do so, but if we get murdered on the flop, not a whole lot we could do there, but to give up. Fold the 7-3 offsuit. And jamming the pocket tens for 100 bigs. Fold the nine deuce. This limped pot. We're just gonna overbet the limped pot ourselves. And I don't mind calling sevens here, bringing a fish into the pot who's in the big blind. Checks back flop, checks back turn. Probably value bet sevens here for a chop. Raise the king queen off. Three bet the ace 10 off. Fold 5-3. Blind versus blind will definitely defend the king queen off. He has a lot of 4x if he's three betting like GTO ranges, right? Does check back. He would check back over pairs and stuff here, some of them. I am going to bet small. I think if we just check here with the king queen, we're pretty much resigning to losing the hand, which I have an issue with. I don't understand how iGaming game WPT of all sites. Well, it's just like the WPT gold is just a workaround because it's sweepstakes. Um, so it's like you're actually buying fake coins and then trading them in. So technically, it's like not legal-ish, kind of, sort of. But it is legal because it's a workaround. Okay, flop him almost dead here. Turns quite a bit more out. Snap check back turn. Yeah, value at the river for sure. That's king nine suited. Top right here, we're all in with ace 10 on the flop versus ace 7 diamonds. He picked up 5 outs on the turn, and we dodge it. So collect a bit of a stack there. Missed a C bet here. We are going to call with the ace king suited. And we're going to value bet, obviously, the ace king suited. Okay, check the fives. Fold here, 9-7. Okay, fold 10-9 off. Okay, just got a phone call coming in here, so I need to. All right, sorry about that. We are back. My gosh, I wonder if you can tell my eye's so swollen. Holy man. Um, let's just check this here. James says, sorry, I was too impatient for the way to catch up to hear your response. Yeah, no worries. So he three bets, we call. He checks the queen. We lead out for half the pot, and he pretty quickly folds. Let's do a table check. Check the lobby, see if there's any. That's a pretty good looking table. Raise the king 10. We will three bet the 10-7 suited. Fold here, fold here, fold here. Ace jack off. We're gonna three bet it, and we're gonna raise the ace king. Okay. We can't fold to that, obviously, but we're gonna play super cautiously. It's either like just somebody who doesn't know what they're doing, or it's pocket aces. Like those are pretty much the two options, generally speaking. And given his current tag, I suspect it's just somebody who doesn't know what they're doing. Half pot on this board. Top right, we have 10-6-8. Queen 10 spades on 10-6-8. Let's pull it over. Nothing else going on the other table. Okay, we're gonna check back here with the ace jack. There's not a whole lot of bad cards for us, but our hand is not like super knitted here. Nutted, sorry. So I think I'm just gonna check back here. It's a good river card. River card is really good. Just makes like 6-8 pocket sixes significantly less likely. And now we just have like a clear call. It would lead us to an overpair or a better kicker, which is fine. Okay, raise the jack 9. The ace jack off. How did that hand play? We three bet he called ace 10 off. It's a bad call. Okay, we'll defend the ace jack. Hold the 6-3. And we're going to defend here with the nut flush draw and overcard. Bump the ace queen. Probably defend again here. Bang. What a river card. We river the nizzles. Okay. I don't think I want to shove with quads here. I don't think he calls. Nice. Could have the same hand though. Yeah, chop it up. Well, we do now know for a fact that he's a bit bonkers. Losing track of some of these hands. Flop, we bet call, we check call turn. And we'll just check call river here, I think. Lost track of this hand a little bit too much. Okay, and we turn a vote. Nice. He checks back. Okay, bottom right, we are three betting the, sorry, four betting the aces. And he just folded to our lead. Snap that off with the aces. Hope it didn't delay call that too much by not looking at the screen. Runs it once. Okay, no 10, no spade. Let's just dodge a sweat. How about that? No 10, no spade, no sweat. That's what we're after right now. Okay, we'll defend the king 9 suited. Three bet here. Nice. Doesn't always have to be a sweat team. Okay, we're going to call the king 9. Okay, we turn a flush draw as well. Okay, calls the ace king. Or he calls, sorry, the squeeze here. Hey, we're gonna fold ace jack to the four bet, of course. Defend the threes. Fold 9-6. Okay, we boat up or we flush up on the river here. A Waltz also checks back. You check back like with the when the trips come in, like almost a lot of the time when they check back, it's because they don't want to bluff because they know now that the nine, like the trip nines fall. I am almost never folding a pocket pair, but it's got to like value bet jacks and queens here. Interesting. It's a very strange line from like pocket tens, but there's like very high likelihood it's pocket tens. I don't think he value bets ace queen. He is going to get me to call here. Could also be trying to induce me to shove, which like I'm partially considering. But because I have the ace of clubs, it's less likely he would have called with a flush draw, so it makes it more likely he just has a pair here. Um, he's also going to stab here with like king, I think. He's blocking ace king, which is probably like the only ace X that I call here. I think I'm just going to call because I'm getting 5-1. I don't I don't think there's a lot. Yeah, exactly. Pocket tens to a T. When you know, you know. You know. Fold the king eight, fold the 6-3, fold the nine deuce. Okay, we'll fold the 8-5. Okay, got ace king in the top right. Fold, 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 fold. I guess you can see my hand. You can see my hand, you just can't see anything else. That's right. Okay. I like to go smaller sometimes in these spots. Basically, we're just trying to do Sarly lover to shove. Um, Nezuko, I'm just gonna fold to. I'm actually gonna end up leaving probably this table shortly-ish. Okay. Think Jax is just even on 130 bigs. Pretty sure Jax is just a jam here. Running hearts, not today. Kick check here, check here. Well, he got us back. Oh no, we binked it on the second one. Hey, oh, let's toss one of these out for the team. Did for the stream. Okay, raise the tens. The ace nine off. We're gonna fold. What in the heck is this? I guess we just bump it up. And we bump up the kings. So we got it alive with those jacks. Nice big suck out for the set on the turn. Gotta love it. I do appreciate everybody checking out the stream on YouTube. What in the fiddlers? Do we just fold tens here? Like, is it just aces? I think we have to set mine, to be honest. Nothing really makes sense, though. From a guy who's playing 60 hands, he VPIP 70%, he min clicks, we three bet, he raises, now he smashes pot like this. Like, I would bet my entire house that it's kings or aces. Okay. Check here. Um, 6, 12. Let's toss it out there. Okay, check here. Okay, three betting the tens. Okay, well, this is going to result in us getting stacked a lot of the time. Make two pair. We're not going to get crazy though. If villain does shove, we probably fold. We three bet the fives. Jammed it. Jacks, Jack Queen, Ace King. I think I'm gonna let this one go. A little nitty. Just kind of believe him. I don't know if villain calls King 10, King Queen, but tens, queens definitely slow play as sets. Yeah, we gotta fold. There's a 0% chance two pairs get there. Like 0%. All right. Swinging down here, that's for sure. Okay, so this guy's playing like every hand. We gotta start paying attention here in the top right. This guy here, Paris, like 60 VPIP. So we gotta focus in a little bit more here. Fold 10-7. Booster C leads out with the ace queen. Missed a C bet here for sure. Really bad to check there with the ace of spades. And when he, especially when he calls small blind, super, super bad to not bet there. Okay, raise the ace nine, fold the ace five. Fold the queen six, fold 6-3. Okay, fold the queen seven off and the ace four as well. Um, okay. So we'll fold a 9-4 of diamonds. And I think we're just gonna bet here. Once it goes limp, 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 probably best to just kind of bet for value ourselves. You get two callers. Fold the 10-5. Okay. We can't fold the ace, obviously, especially with the four hearts blocking some, like three, four hearts, four, five hearts, stuff like that. That could be in his range. Let's chop it up. And against a nine big blind three bet, we are going to defend the five, four suited, of course. Okay, king five deuce. We are going to float the half pot. Okay, checks. That's interesting. So I think easiest way to win this hand is going to be to bet here. We don't need to go crazy big. We're just going to barrel, and then if he calls, we're just going to jam pretty much every river. If he shoves, we can fold, but like his c-bet flop, because most villains don't know to check back like tens, jacks, queens some portion of the time there, so they're just like always betting everything. And then when I call, they check those hands on the turn because they don't have a king. So you can just like bet shove river like 100% and probably get folds 9 out of 10 times, except randomly when they have like pocket kings, and you get crushed. But outside of those random events, you're gonna take all the money. Okay. We will bump the jack deuce of spades. I'll fold here with the 8-7 this time. Queen 10 is pretty bottom of the barrel for our opening range. But we have a super net in the big blind and a wreck in the small blind. Which leads to our life being pretty easy. Okay. I'm gonna see bet fold. It is what it is. It's not a great feeling, but there's not much else we can do there. Could just check back, but I think we do win often enough to see bet. I just don't want to go big and get trapped with like not enough equity to call. If I had a gut shot, then I would have just like put him all in for like 11 bigs or something like that. Okay, fold the queen three off. Fold the 10-7. Let's see what other tables are up and running here. All right, so I'm gonna leave this table because it sucks. Um, and there are some other tables that are significantly better that I want to be able to actually get on if they open up. Games get really good around 4 o'clock. They might get a little bit better at 3 o'clock too, but after happy hour, like it's always been a pretty good. But that's when it was like 2 to 4 was happy hour. Now the happy hour is 1 to 3. I'm not sure just how great the games at 3 o'clock get, but 4 o'clock they're definitely going to be pretty good. Everybody gets back like from work and stuff, right? So we ISO raise. He calls. Flop goes check check. Turn goes check check. Definitely have to bet here. Take it down. We should just be betting almost like everything against this guy. Just because like when villains are playing so many hands, that means their post flop hand strength's going to be like super low. Um, so you can take advantage of that by just attacking them essentially with three bets and c bets and barrels and flats and double barrels and bet shove lines and stuff like that. Let's see where we're at because I think we got up to up two bigs, um, but I don't know if we've since recovered from that. We lost, I think, quite a few hands after that update, so we'll see where we're at here. Yeah, we did actually climb, and then plummeted. Uh, Let's call again here. So we did climb back to almost up four buy-ins, and then kind of just plummeted over the last few hands back to two buy-ins. And I guess we just let this go versus the donk 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 line. A lot of villains do actually take this line with like a set, which is super annoying, but calls through. Oh, we check back flop. That's not a great line to check back flop. That's an easy. I know we have the 10, but I still think it's better to just barrel there. Okay, T Wizard, who we just played a hand with, three bet us here out of the big blind. Being 250 bigs deep, we elect to just call with ace king. Queen king does get there. Tens and jacks. Also a big part of our range, big part of his range to a point. He's relatively three bet happy, so he's going to have jack queen, queen 10, king jack uh, in his three bet range. Yeah, this is definitely a better table now. He does check to us on the turn. We are going to value bet. If he goes for the check raise, probably just let it go. Queen's annoying. We're just going to be chopping here a lot. So what is going on? We're just bricking. Okay, we got to start paying more attention because none of those, we should not have lost that last hand to this guy. That's for sure. Okay. Villain leads out. I am going to click it back. There's no value in shoving here. Like we just pay a ton of rake when he has a king. So hopefully he doesn't like come back and shove because that's pointless. Uh, but the point of this click it back is when he convinces himself that what if I'm bluffing, and he folds over 10 bigs for a 100 big blind pot, and then he calls with like check. Such a bad click it back. So stupid. I have a king always, or I'm folding. Like, okay, what the heck? I guess I call one. I can fold now. Yep. Okay. Cards are turning against us, folks. Holy, this guy does not know how to fold. Stats don't tell the story. Does like to fold. We're just kind of stuck here, checking. If there was a club, we could shove, but without the club, we're just kind of pinned here. Attempt to steal 32%. The other issue too, like sometimes when the attempt to steal is really low, you kind of feel like you're just getting called all the time, but it's actually because they're not like their range is so tight that they're opening with from buttons and stuff that they end up having like a super nutted hand or nutted range that just calls all your three bets. Well, I guess we do have a lot of EV to catch up on. Right, raise the ace seven suited, fold the queen deuce. Okay, I would think he banked that queen. Hey, yeah, yeah. I think we've lost every hand for the last 20 minutes. So Paris here raises for the first time. Bring this hand over, just because it could be a full stack here. Okay, and queens, we raise those. He raises into us. I am going to call down against the bet here, limp to pot. Okay, can't see anybody having a jack here, so we're just going to try to make it look like we're trying to fold out ace high. Should get some calls at least some portion of the time. Nice. Can't fold the ace 10 here to that sizing. Okay, we're going to three bet the queens. Just defend the ace 10 suited with fish in the blind against an gun open. Happily check back ace 10. And happily double barrel here with flush draw and straight draw. And we're going to be betting here. And we brick it in the bottom right completely and totally. Fold there, fold there. Can't make a straight here on the river. Overbet. Check the ace 10 suited. Pocket queens, we do get called. And we're going to overbet turn. So we have a nice, decent shove for the river. He just quickly snap folds it though. We do take it down here as well. Raise the threes. And for a 300% pot, I'm just going to fold. Nice hand, booster C. You should have called. In position, we just set mine threes. I'm just going to let the nines go. Take it down with the threes. Okay. And we'll fold the 10-6 off. We are going to leave this heads up table here. Fold the queen six, fold the nine deuce off, fold the five three, fold the seven six off. He leaves for us. We will leave this table though. Try to jump in on a different one. And we'll call the fives. Hmm. Okay, I don't recognize this guy, so we'll jump in on this table. Hopefully have a fish on our right here. Okay, we'll fold the fives here. Raise queen, jack. Fold the fives. Fold the 10-5 suited, sorry. Bump the queen jack off. Yeah, I think we're reducing our three bet range against this guy. Most of his tables, his um, attempt to steal is pretty low, like 30%. Like that's like 20% lower than it should be. Uh, so he's going to have like an actively very strong range in those spots. So we'll just tighten up a bit of our three bet range against him. We'll go from there. Okay, raise the eights here. We will call the ace 10 suited. Raises 600.5. So he calls our three bet. Donk leads. Checks turn. Hmm. This is a strange line. Especially if he shoves here. 5-6 maybe. Pocket sevens, pocket tens. Man, what do you even have? I'm just gonna believe him. But that's a super weird like line. Okay, fold the four deuce. Checks around. We're gonna go for value, obviously. Bet big here with the deuces on the ace queen. We have no blockers to these hands, so Best case scenario is they have some. I imagine he's just tank folding here. It is a bit of a weird line though for him to tank fold, like check fold here once it goes call call. Like on this board, he should be c betting most often. So if we did see a check raise there, we'd actually proceed pretty cautiously because a lot of the time you can end up being like aces or queens there. It's a good flop for Jack three of hearts. Okay, fold the 8-5, fold the fours, fold the 10-4. Okay, three bet the eights and so they're kind of MIA here for a minute. Uh, just dealing with some work stuff temporarily. Okay, 10 deuce suited, check ace eight. We'll check back to queen 10, just look for showdown here. I'm kind of lost in most of these hands. Well, not sure what happened there. Flop, he checks, checks. I'm just gonna call here. Beats the queen and value bets. That's good value bet. I am shocked that he bet kings there. Okay, pulled some five. I don't feel like I've been playing great the last 25 minutes or so. Cold call for booster seat. Honestly, I don't know what to make sometimes of booster seats play. I don't know if he has the nuts. Don't try to fold him up on prisoner. Okay, we are going to bet the nut flush flop calls. And we're just going to try to build this pot. Times he has like king queen spades that didn't four bet or like 5-6 spades or something like that. Just have to go for it. We also play this line with like just the bare ace of spades. Not that I ever expect villains to do much with it. Okay, let's three-bet the ace king. Try not to do too much stat checking, but when we are on stream, I know everybody watching always is curious, so we like to pull it up every once in a while. Yeah, kind of dwindling down here. We're only 1,100 hands in. We are up 68. But I'd like to see that up here. But nevertheless, it was a pretty big heater to go from negative whatever 95 to plus 180 to plus 80, 67 or something. So won't do too much complaining. Okay, now we're just gonna go bet that on the king. I am thinking of doing like a 24-hour grind here soon. And we're gonna block bet here. He has a lot of king X though, once he like checks back flop and then calls the king X turn. Or like flush draws the brick and stuff, but he'll have some 6-7 and 7-8 as well. The checks back flop. I always forget you can't see that table. Came about the king 8 suited. Okay. Fold the 7-3 off. Okay, fold the jack 6. Okay. Um, Probably way more profitable just to 3-bet the 10-8 suited here. With a whole bunch of like weaker villains at the table. Everyone's like some of the better villains, like Nezuko gets pretty aggro and stuff like that. I will tighten up my 3-bet ranges a little bit against them. Um, just because my range, like my 3-bet ranges will get relatively wide against most villains because nobody 4-bets. So I will knit up against like Nezuko sometimes. Um, Not always, but just some of the hands, like ace 10 diamonds, like stuff like that, I would never um, not at least play, call 3-bet, mix it up. Hands like ace 7, ace 8, ace 9, where I don't have the option to hit the straights and gut backdoors and stuff like that, we will knit up significantly more, I guess you should call it. That's too small of a check raise. We have to call here with spades and the overcards and backdoors and stuff. Can't ever fold with that. See if we'll go for a double check shove. Not today. We'll just be folding here when he shoves. Just can't get hit a hand here. He will spew into you. The issue is you just got to get something for him to do it with. And then you can kind of steer him into blasting everything he has into you. Okay, raise king deuce suited, fold the jack three, fold the 5-3 off. Yeah, I'm using, well, yeah, but less. So 40 buy-ins. I mean, I was using 40 buy-ins, but kind of right now, basically when I hit 3,400, I'm taking NL 100 shots. I've The NL 100's super beatable on GG. My first bankroll challenge I did on GG went took 1K and ran it up to like 23K, I think it was, and we were playing NL 500. And then some stuff happened. I ended up pulling a bunch of it off. Yada yada yada. And then we ran up again and again, a couple times. Um, but yeah, this time we've been using the 40 buy-in rule. However, I did just take we hit 3,500 like last week. Um, and I took NL 100 shots, and then we just ran horrid, um, and and went from 34 down to like 27. So now we're just regrinding to NL 50. We're at about 3K right now. So I think once we hit 35 buy-ins, we're gonna reshoot. Um, just folded that, eh? No action at all. Come on, man. What happened here? We raised, he calls. We bet, he calls. Okay, we're gonna go half pot again. All right, he checks with 10 of hearts. We're just gonna check back. There's not too many really bad cards for us. Okay, you guys go 15 here. We are gonna defend. And we'll just happily check down. Pocket tens. Yep. I know it's a spot we should probably just blast some portions of the time there and go bet that shove once it checks. Yeah, I wouldn't be overly shocked at that either. Okay, we're gonna three bet the kings. Um, how did this hand play out? Call, flop, bet, all turn goes check, check, river. I just have to bet here. I have 6, 7 high. Yeah, fold jack nine. Three bet king, take it down. Yeah, I wouldn't be overly shocked either to see it get called for sure from it, but I imagine they've done their homework uh, to be able to kind of get in there. Like, I think the reality is iGaming just doesn't have a say because there's no legality, like there's nothing illegal with what they're doing um, with their sweepstakes. So I don't really like I don't really see an avenue unless they change the law to make like the loop around for sweepstakes not legal anymore. Um, then I don't think there's anything they can do about it, right? So like if the law doesn't change, nothing changes, I think they're like in the free and clear. There's nothing they can really do about it. I think that's just my opinion, but that's how I would look at it. Okay, bump the ace king, bump the king 10. Okay, fold the 6-5, fold the king 6. I guess we just check here. Good turn card. It's just too small to fold to happily check back and go call call. That's a pretty bad river card. See how he reacts to 10%. 5-6 improves, like 7x gets there. So yeah, yeah. Ah, what a gross river card. Flushes miss, clubs miss. Do you ever value raise king queen here? Because that would be gross. Flacco's checked. Would he ever like? What world does he check back? Like, what would he have to be checking back here to have a straight 7x? Like, where do you check 7x? Check 7 8. How do you check that? That's why you never call the river race on this site. It's just always the nuts, even when it doesn't make sense. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's like almost exactly the same players, essentially. Okay, hold the nine deuce. Just checking ace queen here. Okay. So he three bets, or he raises, we three bet Matt 12, 12, just like all of this. So we're gonna go small bet, and then we're gonna check to boost and see, and then we just can't fold. And if we run into it, we run into it. Yeah. I mean, he's been blasting like this nonstop. So if we run into the one time he like calls ace queen or pocket aces and then binks it on us, so be it. He's gonna get our stack. And when he cold calls the three bet, it's just like tens and jacks way too often. That's like the number one hand that no, they will not cold four bet, and they will not. Uh, yeah, exactly. Case in point, it's just always tens and jacks. It's always tens and jacks. Doesn't matter how many times you can try to convince yourself it's not tens and jacks. It's always tens and jacks. Sometimes ace queen will flip in there, but when it goes bet three bet cold call, it is like tens jacks, like every single day. Here, probably tens. The way he like sizing it up a little bit here. I guess he didn't really size up, but either way, I'd be shocked to see anything but tens or jacks there. And realistically, given his line, probably jack or probably tens, and he built it. Um, I can't underestimate uh, how knitted everybody is with their aggression on this site. Like insane. Some guys will three bet and four bet properly, but it's like if you get somebody running a bluff post flop is like one in a million, which is why you have to overfold. You just have to overfold because it doesn't matter. A few times you're wrong, it doesn't matter. And it's actually like GTO, right? If you actually were to run the stats, um, for like calling check raises and stuff like that post flop and three bets and everything, if you remove all of the like tracks that you're supposed to check raise with, like the bottom pairs and like blockers to stuff like that, or bottom pair with gut shots and blah blah blah, blah. All the random trash that you're supposed to be three betting with or check raising with, GTO just like folds everything. Like over pairs, it just like starts folding like kings to check raises. If you're only check raising like super combo draws and the nuts, then it just starts folding everything because your EVs, right, you're 50-50 essentially against the combo draws, and then you're just crushed by everything else. So it essentially just gets out of the way. Let's see who's crushing us on this right now, this session. Definitely haven't been paying enough attention to all the tables. Okay, we're almost back to being up two buy-ins. So we're really only losing to that big stack off the hop. We lost a stack to Lesby off the hop. And then we lost a stack and more to this Kevin Shedon guy. Um, and then it's been a relatively like lackluster performance though for getting value. Not a lot of value to be had, not a lot of value lost though. Um, but anyways, okay. It's free bet here, fold the 10-4, fold the ace 7 off. We're definitely calling the eights. Okay, we're ahead of all the ace queen type hands. We'll defend the king queen to a small bet. He checks back. Now we're just gonna go check call, unless an ace or a king fall. Okay, fold the king five, bump the 9-8. Oh, oh. Misclick, misclick, misclick. Ah, we'll let Queen Jack go against the under the gun open. Fuck that guy. It's definitely changed how he played. But fine check on the river. Glad he didn't blast because I would have snapped him. Yeah, I think it would just take them getting popular enough to get on Douglas's radar. Yeah, for now it's great. The tournaments are great. The guarantees are great. There's lots of free rolls and stuff on there too, depending who you signed up with. Uh, I don't know if I'll like maybe to play some heads up, but I think cash wise, like the rake I've heard is relatively high. I don't know how true that is or not, but I've heard it's comparable to GG, and no rake back on it. So somebody will have to let me know if that's actually true or not, or I'll have to look into it one way or the other. Um, but for tournaments, it'll be great. Fold king five, fold 7-5. Okay, ace king, we're gonna bump that up. Fold jack three, king seven. I always wonder how many people I'm playing with that like don't say anything and just are like stream sniping. Always makes me curious. Not a great feeling here. Again, he's only 18 hands in, so that's fine. Money's going. Obviously, the money's going in with ace king here, especially four-handed. Um, that is shocking. Okay, let's hold, shall we? Let's hold with the ace king. No eight ball. Let the spew be spew. Let us hold. I got a bad feeling though. All right, dodge the two outer. One more time. Bang. Nice. Thought we might have had the bad beat jackpot here. As soon as we got check raised, I thought we had it for sure. But with no three bet pre, it's too unlikely. But it was there. The possibility was there. Haven't had one in a while. Definitely been a long time coming. Okay, bump king queen suited. Uncle Row. Okay, what are we doing here? I'm definitely gonna value bet here. The Jack Seven. There's just too many club draws in his hand. Uncle Row, four bets. Pretty small. We have to call here. Man, can we stop bricking four bet call? Even just a club. I would take a single club. Eight max. Is it eight? I thought there was like seven max tables there, but I guess not, eh? We're gonna stab half pot here and then just give up. We do have tens. We have ace ten suited, jack ten suited, queen ten suited, king ten suited. We have all the suited spades. We're gonna show the bluff this time, just for fun. I was gonna say he's not gonna be happy now. Okay, and we bump the 10-8 suited, bump the ace nine suited, fold the jack three. Okay, right. Flop the straight in the top left. Given the actual hand, we're gonna blast, check, check, fold. Here we hit the five, we pick up a ton of equity. We get check shoved on a lot. We've got like tens and jacks and stuff too. Eights, like stuff like that. Memphis donk leads, we blast, they call. We're just gonna blast again here. And here we're gonna check and hope to hit a king of five or a club. Bang. And we're gonna three bet the ace king suited. I expect him to shove a lot here, especially if he has like ace X of clubs. He's probably gonna shove 100%. Okay, we're just gonna think, and then we're gonna shove. Cole's four bet here. I'm just gonna call the ace king suited. Call the jack 10. We'll go 10% here. See if that triggers him to shove. We can just fold. If we had a better kicker, I'd call. Come on, bro. Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. I just windmilled the bluff at him last time. Try the one big blind. See if it induces him or not. We have to call. Nice in. He does let it go. Okay. I've got to note that. Hold the ace deuce diamonds. I think we go for value here still with two pair. Most villains are check raising turn and or leading themselves on the river to the four flush because villains do not value bet two pair here in this pool. Um, and like the fear of missing out on value is massive. Uh, so yeah, when he doesn't bet, we just have to value bet. Like when he doesn't lead into us, he just doesn't have the nine ball like ever. How many bad beat jack have you hit? Wondering what the average numbers of hands per bad beat jack. It's like a million hands or something like that's what it's supposed to be. Uh, yeah, talk to Piscata or like what's his name, Burrito or something like that. I forget who it is. Uh, those guys have like mashed bad beat jackpots like crazy. What's this? But I think it's like every million hands you're supposed to hit one. I might be wrong. I'm pretty sure that's the number. Raise he calls. We bet he calls. We bet he raises us. Definitely call. But yeah, it's somewhere in that ballpark. They're not getting any action with that straight. Not really. Okay, we're gonna lead here because everybody's gonna check behind, and there's too many club draws out there. You just make the straight. Like, who is this guy? There's no bluff being had here. Jack seven, Jack nine. We beat 6-7, 7-8. Not sure. We are gonna leave this table. Probably gonna leave this table too. Seems like a rag and a knit.